Blackstone presents Assignment in Brittany by Helen Macinnes. This book is read by Ralph Lister. 1. Leap into darkness. It was almost daylight. Ahead of them, the cold darkness of the early morning sky waited for the first pale fingers of light. It should be almost time now. Hearne glanced again at the watch on his wrist and fingered his kit. Everything was ready. Underneath his flying suit, in the inside pocket of the torn, shabby jacket, were the tattered letters and photograph and the identification papers. He felt for them once again and caught a sympathetic smile from the gunner who had moved up close beside him. So he was to be helped safely off the premises. He grinned back to the boy and nodded reassuringly. He wouldn't need much helping, not after the last 3 weeks and the practicing he had been through. What had worried him most had been the thought of interception by enemy aircraft, or of being spotted after he had left the plane. That wouldn't be at all pleasant, dangling between heaven and earth with some blighter grinning as he got you fair and square in his gun sight. But the 22-minute journey was almost over. Only 1 more minute to go. The engine was suddenly silent, and the pilot waved a bulky glove. "That is when you get ready," he had told Hearne cheerily over their last cup of hot chocolate. "Second time I wave is goodbye and good luck." Hearne rose and stood as he had learned during the past 3 weeks. The boy at his elbow steadied him for a moment. Hearne cursed his own clumsiness. These fellows seemed to move about as easily as if they were in their mess room. The gunner's fingers tapped sharply on his forearm. "All set?" they spelled quickly in Morse. Hearne nodded again. His eyes hadn't left the pilot, silhouetted black and shapeless against the lightening eastern sky. How long, Hearne was wondering, how long did it take to glide from 20,000 feet to 6? He was answered by the movement of the padded arm. Goodbye and good luck. Well, here it was at last. The gunner had enough sense to stand clear, thank heavens. He could choose his own split second. "Good luck yourselves," Hearne called over his shoulder. He saw the gunner begin to crack that warm grin of his, and the thumb go up. And then he was diving through bleak grey air. He started.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?